Alright, g'day everybody. Oh, what's that light thing across my face? I guess it's light. We can all deal with that, I'm sure. Hope you're well on this Sellers Friday. Actually, I've got to get rid of that. It's annoying me too. How's that? No better. Excellent. Oh, that's what it is. I found it. There we go. Done. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, am I going to save you? Well, hopefully you already know how to save yourself. That's what I've been teaching for years. Look, yeah, there's a bit of blood out there, isn't there? A bit of red. But what I want to do in this is two things. One, show you what I'm looking at trading-wise to the short side, because there's opportunity around right now. And I'll tell you why the opportunity has come up now. And two, just get a little bit of perspective. We talked about this on Tuesday's scan. By the way, this is brought to you by FTX and Trader Cobb. Now, if you haven't got your FTX trading account, naughty, go and get it. 10% off your trading fees in the link below. It's who I use for my margin trading 95% of the time. All right, and they continue to add things to the platform. It's everything that I was asking for back in early 2018. So well done to Sam and his team. 10% off your trading fees in the link below. How to go long, how to go short, how to manage your risk. Of course, then you need to go to tradercobb.com. Well, you can go there first, actually, because you got the free course and everything else you need, plus links to everything, tutorials on how to walk through things, where to get my watch lists from. There's a whole bunch of information there, and if you're a trader or looking to be a trader, this is something that you should be doing, as it's all there. Everything you need and more, really. So there you go. Also, don't forget, please do like, share this, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. The biggest thing is to do all of those things. If you like the content that I put out, I would really appreciate it. It does help us to reach a larger audience. And it's not much to ask, is it? And if you can share it around, spread the word. That'd be great. Hey, Jeff. Righto. So, as you can see, a bit of carnage out there. It looks worse than it actually is, if I'm honest. Couple of things to note. Let's start with perspective, eh? Bitcoin's fallen. What have we fallen from the high? 25%. Is that crazy? Well, let's discuss. No. Is it really that crazy? Not really. No, it's not crazy. It's not crazy. But there's definitely momentum to the downside now, you know? So glad I'm coming across this now. I've done the course, but not really started trading it. I'm a holder and have made it 40k, but want to increase it a lot. Good. Welcome, Will. Okay, Stephen. Steve. Hey, mate. I'm not used to seeing Stephen. Okay, so perspective is the key here. Let's just jump out on the Tuesday scan that I did on Tuesday. I did talk about the fact we could pull back further. Look at this weekly. We have been losing a little bit of momentum, haven't we? You know, like look at the high. Not much on these highs, and it's pulling back. Sweet. We're down 10% this week. No dramas. And we're coming into that weekly cradle zone. It's kind of cacked up the chart a little bit in the sense of the high. We've got like a higher low, higher high, but now we've also got a low. But to me, it's a pullback. That's what it is. Have I taken profit? Yeah. I've been, I take profit frequently. I don't just do it all in one go, like what we're seeing a lot of today. But there is definitely downward pressure. We know that. Now, g'day, Ted. Now, here we go. Here's what's sort of crept me into the realms of now being able to really look for short trades. I'll show you why. See, we got this lower high. We got the lower low in this one too, but we were still sort of relatively range bound around that 53,000-ish mark. Lower highs coming in, but range-ish. Now we've gone and pushed to clear lows with a very decent move. So when I see a move like when I see that mid time frame, and you hear me harp on about it so often, these lower highs coming in. I was waiting for cyclicity. Well, we got a bit more there on that the 4 hour now. Sharp, looking good. Am I looking for 2 hour trades on the cradle? Not at this stage, no. Is it the 1 hour? Well, no, it's not. Is it the 30? Well, perhaps we could see something on the 30. We do have a lower high. It's pulled back in for a lower high here as well. I'm actually very keen on the top 10. And it is the lower time frames at the moment because we are starting to see, look, it's pulled in, it's moved away. This could be the first of the opportunities that we get for a little cradle on these lower time frames. Now, the reason that I like these lower time frames is because they're short, sharp. In, out, boom, boom. We can have a short, sharp move and still make good profit from it. And basically because the market's only giving us that at the moment. It's lower time frame opportunities, one that may present itself in about a minute's time on Bitcoin. The reason I'm sticking with the top 10, not going through the rest of my list or bringing to you what's on that list, is because my focus when it's the lower time frames, it tends to be these high liquidity pairs because you end up with a big position because, you know, the distance between your entry and stop is far smaller than, say, a 12-hour, so the number of contracts is far greater, and I like it when there's a lot more liquidity available to me to take those trades. Not to say I can't short other things, but the market right now is very much looking very much the same. So there you go. Yeah, David, look, I'll tell you what, mate, I'll be honest with you. When I get out of here, I'm going to do a podcast. Then I'm going to go down to my tackle store, top up on some lures, try not to buy another Saltiga, and get some squid jigs too. So yes, I will be fishing later this afternoon. But if, you know, the cyclicity is there, right? I am keen over the next hour or so to keep a close eye on that. We're looking at the 15-minute here. I'm just looking for simple cradles and Fibonacci boosters, right? They're the two strategies that really work well in these fast-moving, highly volatile markets. You've got to be Johnny on the spot. You'll need one of these things, and you'll need one of these things, and you'll need to have your FTX account open so that you can then take the numbers from your FTX account and write them in and be ready for when that trade, if that trade is to set up. Okay, so just be aware of those three things. So, Bitcoin's on the list. Ethereum, it held its ground pretty well, but it has had a very steep fall from grace. 20% in what, the last day, right? Last day or two. Yeah, big. So, it's a real messy chart, don't get me wrong. It's horrible. But when we come lower now, it's really only the lower lows, the lowest of low time frames. It's not ready for me on this one, I'll tell you that much. I mean, you could, but I'm not ready, is what I mean. I'm not ready to take this trade because I'm doing this with you. The trend's there. Let's check that 30. It's there. It's fallen very, very hard. It's going to be these little snip in and outs, and we can even go to the 10-minute if you feel confident, or even the 5-minute. 5-minute probably more so for me for boosters, because you get time to raise your order. Otherwise, it can happen very, very quickly, and it can often be a little bit too overwhelming for people. But again, low time frames, little bearish candles in these trends. Oh. The Dolomite, no, well, it's triggered, but this is the sort of thing, you know, we've had a very strong bounce, okay, asking for a very strong bounce, beautiful bearish candle, won't take much to get 1-to-1 if it sets up well. Cobb going live, he's about to put a short trade on Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame. There's a difference between a trend trader and a swing trader because he doesn't look for bull divergence. There is a high chance he could get smoked on the trade when it goes against him. Okay. Lower your risk too. XRP. Yeah, I don't see any, like, just divergence. What are you talking about? What are you all going to be low to low? Yeah, I got no issue with that. Anyway, looking good. I'm not in this. I'm waiting for something a little bit better for me. It might just keep bouncing, in which case I'll wait. Bitcoin Cash, it's a waterfall. Look at that. That's a waterfall move just straight off the edge of a cliff, and the only time frames that really represent any possibility. And don't just take any candle, by the way. Don't just take any candle. You've got to know what you're looking for. You know, off of round numbers, off Fibonacci points, off old support and resistance. Don't panic yourself into being in a short. You've got to be cool. You've got to be calm. You've got to know what you're doing. And I'm hopeful that you've done that already. DOT, again. So let me go back to Bitcoin Cash because we've got the lower high now. And the lower low. So it has fallen very heavily over the last couple of days. It's just a matter of now waiting patiently for an opportunity that may actually come up here. Look at that. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for. It's not an exact level, but you can see a region of support, a pullback up into there, maybe on the 2. Again, it's a fair way off. If the cyclicity continues, this is something that I'll be looking for. You know, I don't just want to see a bearish candle willy-nilly random in the middle of nowhere. Not when it's been like a waterfall. I would rather see slow, consistent swings. You know, to be just out on a random candle, because it is very volatile, and you've got to, if you're not willing to embrace the volatility now that there is trend, then don't intraday trade. Don't trade lower time frames. But if you are somebody who'd like to do that, my advice would be wind your risk back a bit. Okay, if it's relatively new to you, set some rules for the session, how much you're willing to be down or up for that matter, and play to that. Set the rules first. And on to Dot. Dot's in a very similar position. The problem with Dot is have a look. It's kind of gone high to low. Now, I'm not to say that there won't be opportunities in there, but it doesn't have that cyclicity at this stage. Not even the 30. It's just dropped straight off the edge of a cliff, which makes this particular area right here fairly risky. You know, fairly risky. Will, newbie, stupid question. No such thing, mate. Are you looking for a trade to short as it goes further down? I'm still learning and watching this is all. Yeah, mate. Look, I don't mind what direction I'll trade. I'd rather trade long because it means we've got an uptrend in a bullish market, right? But you got to remember, back in 2019, especially, you know, that break of 6,000. That was 19, wasn't it? I think it was 19. You know, at that moment in time, it was a short market. We made money. We just had to stick to following those trends. I can go long, I can go short. The beauty of FTX is that it's a futures contract, so I can go either direction. So yeah, I'm happy to short anything. Dot, not so much at the moment. It needs that cyclicity to kick in, but if it keeps on doing this, then yeah, I'll be after it. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications because it helps me a lot. Nelly, is it time to buy or sell? It's time to buy and sell. It depends on your positioning. At the moment, I'm looking at my trading only. I'm just trading. Get a sell. Okay, let's jump back to the 15 here. Again, it's not, you know, that I can't trade that because it's already happened. Little bearish candle there. Okay, Jake. Binance. Now, Binance has kind of weathered most of the storm to this point fairly well. See where it's sitting? It's still within that region. You know, it's only down slightly. Nothing really to short there because the trend, you know, is just not very nice at all. So one of the questions, Cardano, that just came through from Michael. I suspect this 15 minutes just busted. It's right in the money-making spot, isn't it? But if I go to the 30, do I have a trend? Little bit of a trend. Again, I'll lean back on the fact that you need to be careful. You need to minimize that risk if you are trading those lower time frames because it is more difficult to catch it right unless you've got a really fantastic level. Do you take these times as a good opportunity to buy for your investments? No, not really. That's not how I operate. For me, I tend to just hang on to my Bitcoin and, you know, projects that I believe in. If I'm trading, well, I'm just after a move. So I invest in crypto in I guess probably a similar way, not the same because you can't do it the same as what I would do when I was in traditional markets like trading stocks or investing in stocks. I'm looking for something that I believe has value and that has the potential for growth. Now with cryptos, we're kind of looking at penny stocks or something around that, or small caps at least, maybe not penny stocks, but small caps. So I'm looking for projects that have the potential for the upside gain, that have a good structured team, business model, and revenue model. So for me, it's not really about trying to sell out at the top and buy back in. I don't do that too much. I just focus on trading the market for what I see it as. Oh, I really should have checked the time before I did this, because that, I mean, we're in a nice trend there. Look at it, swing, swing, down, swing, swing, down, swing. You'd have one-to-one already right there. That's the good thing about low time frames. It happens pretty damn quick. So again, looking for those pullbacks, just little tiny moves like that back in. And I suspect that the whole market probably did it all the same. Yep, there goes ETH. XRP. 6 minutes to go. has merit. Just trying to see if there's any resistance. Let me just draw that line and just see, because it's not an exact level, but there's a bit of a region through there. Ooh. What do you know? What do you know? Doesn't really add too much, doesn't take anything away. I got 6 minutes, so I'm just gonna, Bitcoin Cash, we've got 1-to-1 as well. That's looking nice. Ave, let me have a look at what you got there, Jake. AAVE, because I didn't see any flat levels this morning. Oh, perp. Yeah, I'm gonna, we've got 5 minutes or so. I want to keep an eye on that. Oh, pulling back into that region. Roger Dodger. Right, the chart that I'm looking at right now is XRP. Now, that doesn't look too bad at all. Markets, we just got to trade the momentum, right? Got to trade the trend. I hope that doesn't get too big. Good morning from Sweden. Good morning from Bondi, Lenny. I'm going to get off this call because I've got 5 minutes to work this out. Potential order here, and I don't want to miss it because I did miss the rest of them. Because I didn't look at my watch when I came online here. I didn't do that. So I'm focusing on the higher market caps. I'm focusing on the top 10. I'm happy to go outside of that. I'm happy to go throughout and jump in on my full FTX list, for which you can go ahead and go and join up to our course. You'll get all the lists that I use. So go and do that now, tradercobb.com. I'm happy to trade any of these, but for me, most of these are going to be doing something very similar to the top 10. For me, liquidity points liquidity points are very valuable trading on a larger account. So I'm going to be sticking around this top 10, all right? I'm going to be around that top 10. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on things. I might not go fishing as early as I thought now because there is some activity. First things first, I'm going to get my eyes around this, see how this closes. You have a damn good day. Don't forget, this is brought to you by FTX. Go ahead in the description below. 10% off your trading fees, how to go long, and importantly right now, how to also go short and raise your orders. If you want 3 trading strategies with checklists and a great community to learn from, well, then you need to go and get my course. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a moment where I hit the market. Now, 4 minutes and counting. Ciao for now. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, minimize risk, and remember those rules. If it's too much for you, walk away, all right? Do not push yourself. Stay calm, stay cool, and